T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to Trap Talk Reptile Podcast, New Breed on the Block Series, episode 391. I'm your boy MJ. What is good, everybody? If this is your first time tapping in, do your boy MJ a favor. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be on top of every single podcast I drop here on YouTube. Don't forget, you can listen to this podcast on all the major audio platforms such as Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Thank you to all the listeners out there. I really appreciate all the love and support. If you're looking for exclusive content and big news for all my Patreon members, but yes, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, which that link is right in the very first top in the description below, very first link in the description. If you click on it, join the Trap Talk Patreon family, you get connected to the Discord and get connected to the Instagram group chat that we have going on. But then also you get tapped into all exclusive content, meetings, all the above. It's really awesome, man. Thank you to all my trappers. Thank you to all my love and support out there. I got to say, you guys are awesome. Don't forget to use support US ARC. Very important. All right. Especially if you're into keeping reptiles. This is crucial for you, even if you don't even breed. This is about our animal rights. Thank you, Phil Goss. Shout out to everyone at Arlington and ARBC who was a part of the US ARC auction. I believe they raised just shy of $60K and wouldn't expect anything less out of Texas. But yeah, shout out to the US ARC. Shout out to you if you support US ARC. Do want to say tonight's episode is brought to you by Always Evolving Pythons, my boy Miguel Garcia. By far one of my favorites in the ball python game. My day one homie. But please, if you do not already follow Miguel Garcia on all on all platforms, head over to Instagram, Always Evolving Pythons, and then head over to YouTube and subscribe to his blog channel as well. Always Evolving Pythons. Shout out to this guy for just killing it in the game and leading by example on so many different levels. It's my dog. And yeah, appreciate your love and support. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Freedom Breeder, #1 stainless steel rack company in the game since the 90s. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to the entire Freedom Breeder crew. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Clutch. If you're trying to get organized or if you're just coming in, I would say for sure, if I were starting in this before I had 200 plus reptiles, especially ball pythons, because Clutch right now is designed for ball python projects. Best way to do is do it clean, do it neat, do it organized. Clutch is the way to go. Clutch is clutch. And yeah, shout out to anyone out there who is taking advantage of this amazing system. And shout out to Justin, shout out to Sebastian, Summer. Summer was just at Arlington and she went live, I saw, and she killed it. So yeah, big next level shit. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boy, Big E-Dog, Top G in that building, Villarina Reptiles. What's up, player?
So what's up? How's everybody doing?
Oh man, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great, bro. I'm feeling better now.
Yeah, just you took a little bit of week of a setback because of COVID, right?
Like 10 days, man. That shit.
Damn.
That shit, like it did its number on me.
and for sure you got that at the show.
Oh yeah.
You'd have to say, right?
Sure. Yeah. It's all good.
I got COVID twice back when it was like the first phase of it, and I got it both times. No, actually, no, I only got it once. I'm tripping. The other time really wasn't it, but I officially got COVID from Arlington in September around this time, I want to say. And I was terrible. Oh my God. Probably one of the worst sicknesses I've ever had because I lost my taste buds, bro. I couldn't taste anything for like over a month. It was crazy. What was your symptoms? What'd you get hit with?
I'm glad that didn't happen to me. Lisette lost her sense of smell for like 4 or 5 days. I just had crazy body aches, fever, muscle aches. I mean, muscle aches, body aches, same thing. But it hit me hard, bro. Like everything was hurting. So, but that's about it. Kind of knocked me out. And then at the end, I got congested a little bit, but it's all good.
When you're like that, when you're in that, basically in that stage where you're just fucking so wrecked from being sick, what do you do? Are you just somebody just to lay it out and sleep it off, or what, or do you like to work it out? What do you like to do?
I actually had one of the busiest weeks of the year.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah, but you know, you gotta work, bro. You gotta keep going. You gotta just do your thing. You know, early, you know, on day 8, I just started going to the gym again and doing half of my usual routine workout to just stay, you know, going. I just can't stay still, you know.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to just kind of like go miserable versus don't go on at all, and then you just fall off the wagon. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm just too familiar with falling off the wagon, unfortunately. But glad you're back at it. You look fine. Everything looks, you know, you don't look fluffy.
Thanks. Backstage talk.
But yeah, man, listen, I'm looking forward to tonight's guest. I know you and I kind of talked briefly about the homie Leland, but I've tapped in with Leland since he first came into this, and it's cool to see him stick things out throughout the last you know, handful of years. I would say maybe not that much. We'll confirm with him, but at least, you know, 3-4 years, I would say. So, you know, I know you have plenty of homies that you've seen come into this and see them grow, and I know that kind of makes you happy for them as well, right? When you see shit like that. Yeah,
man, it's awesome. Well, you said he's been in the game for 4 years. He's doing he's doing very well. You know.
Yeah, he's already vending. I mean, he's vending more than I have. I mean, second year vending already. So I'm like, wow, props to you. I mean, I remember, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even think of vending the first 3-4 years because I just was kind of scared of it. I was like, fuck, seems intimidating, but actually it's the funnest thing ever. I love vending now locally. Can't do that traveling shit. I don't know. You guys are nuts. Whoever does that shit. I give you guys props for that. I know you're gonna be doing it.
we might have something big happening in January.
Oh man. And yes, dude, like I was saying, we got big news at the end of this episode. I do want to say shout out to the entire V Unit family, but hang tight, guys. If you guys want to know what the big news is, what we're gonna be dropping on you guys, Trap Talk family and V Unit family, hang tight after the episode, and we'll let you know what's gonna be coming to you guys. Okay. But do you want to say what up to everyone in the live chat, man? Live chats are cracking, bro. You want to see who's here?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Whoever's in the live chat, don't be shy. If you want to throw out a topic or a question or just show out some love, don't be shy with the super chats tonight. And let's keep that shit cracking. Big Mike, 1776 Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member, Florida, South Florida. Hey, Big Mike, you got to connect with Emilio.
Fort Lottie.
Yeah.
Fort Lottie Dottie.
Fort Lauderdale, exactly. You guys are too close not to be kicking it, so you guys definitely need a link. But shout out to Big Mike.
Pembroke, dog. Pembroke.
What's that?
Pembroke Pines, Repticon.
Oh, that's a show?
October 7th, man. Drop by, bro.
Hey, are Repticon's cool or not?
I mean, they got Florida on lock, bro.
I mean, if something's unlocked, then that's fine. I'm
just saying.
I've never been to a Repticon, and I remember last time I heard about Repticons, there was some shade on it, but I don't know.
It's small. It's a small show, but they've got Florida on lock. I mean, I can't say anything other than that, you know?
Shout out to homie Miller's Menagerie, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Travis Gordon in the building, Trap Talk Patreon member. Look who it is. Man Freddy. Motherfucking man Freddy. MF. Hey,
right hand.
Kind of wish I would have met him with his braids. I wish he would have not cut those off. And but maybe he could grow it back. Have you ever you haven't met the homie yet, right?
Yeah. We went to dinner in Arlington at Papa Duke's. That shit was great.
Was that like was that the Arlington where did I meet you at Arlington at all? Or
February, Arlington. We were there. Yeah, you were there. Okay. We went to Bill's.
Oh, that's right. Right.
It was great, man. It was.
By the way, you were missed just this last weekend. I wish you were there. But
Me too.
Bill Siegel's party was another hit. He always has some legendary some of the biggest ball python breeders around, which is so funny because he's a Condor guy. But yeah, we had Bob Vu and his crew there, and I don't know what Bob did, but he, I got a vlog coming out, and we'll see. But Anyway, shout out to the homie man Freddie out of Texas. There is no mountains where he's from, and that's a fact. Sexing and flexing, the homie. Almost said Levi. It's not Levi. My bad. It's a homie Chris. Big Chris in the building. Solo mission, killing it. Keep doing your thing, bro. I see you, Chris. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Northside Exotics V Unit family member all day, every day.
Big Mike.
Big Mike. Okay, thank you for reminding me the name. Remember, you got to. It's not easy knowing names, bro. And I'm gonna always rely on you sometimes to throw out that first name of the V Unit family member, and I'll lock it in. But Big Mike, I can't forget that, right? Big Mike. Trap Talk family and V Unit family member, the homie Shane. It's my dog right here, bro. You know he has a clothing brand.
Yeah, man. I checked it out.
It's sick as fuck. I'm telling you, bro. I'm wearing the shorts.
Look at that. Hey.
I wear. This fool knows I'm trying to cop more, but I like wearing his shit almost every day if I can, and I train with it too. Some of the trains I can actually train in these shorts, which are great. That's my homie Shane. Big things coming with me and the homie Shane, Ricky Bobby SRT. Be ready, and that's my dog. I'm so happy he's a part of the V Unit family and the flow that's going on over there. I just want to say shout out to the entire V Unit family. Love being a part of that. Just so you know. Row 5.0 Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Appreciate you. Jordan Heartland Reptiles Trap Talk Patreon member. This guy, dude, went to Arlington without having a booth, hoping
and
he was he got it. Okay. Quick, long story. But the booth he got assigned to was actually somebody else's booth. So after he got fully set up, he goes, tries to make it over to Bill Steagles, gets a call saying, hey, you are set up in somebody's booth and all your stuff is in the hallway. Dude, I don't mean to laugh, but what the fuck? Luckily, he got it figured out.
Holy shit.
Yeah, luckily got it figured out. And it definitely wasn't Jordan's fault whatsoever. Just a lot of miscommunication. Lots happening at a show, but I'm just happy it worked out for Jordan. And from what I heard, he was a hit at the US ARC auction. Shout out to my guy, Jordan. That's my boy, man.
Wow.
You gotta look, hey, these shows can be adventurous. Let's be real. Heath and Hatchery, Trap Talk, B Unit family, all day, every day. It's my dog. I'm itching for another Heath and Hatchery episode. I need to maybe do an all-star new breed on the block segment at the end of the year. Like me and you can maybe figure out the ones we like the most and bring them all back at the end of the year. That'd be sick, huh?
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And I think Heath and Hatchery would for sure be a part of that. That's my dog. If I get my shirt, I want my pink shirt, dog, for sure. And then talk about all-star list. My guy, Keys, Big Keys. Go over to YouTube, Keys Constrictors. No one is fucking with this fool's consistency on the Fridays, Wednesdays. Shout out to Keys and Keisha. That's a family right there as well, man. I appreciate them so much, man. Keep killing it, you two. Real support comes from people like them. You know what I mean? So you got to give that support right back. Appreciate them. The homie George from the Real George of the Jungle was just on his podcast. I don't do a lot of podcasts. I just did one because I want to, I appreciate this guy's push to want to get me on so bad. And I said, fuck it. And it was a good show. So make sure you go check it out. The Animal Spirit Podcast. All right. We got to end this in style. We got to end this. Anyone here in style? Yes. It's our dog right here. And I'm wearing this shirt. All right. Alvaro. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Alvaro.
I don't know. Alvaro. Dude, I like saying Clover's Reptiles. I appreciate this shirt, my guy. I met him and his awesome lady this past Friday night, and he went to Arlington, had a blast. And shout out to anyone else who had a blast. But are you ready to have a blast on tonight's podcast, Emilio? Because I think it's game time, my man.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. All right, here we go. Hey, listen, it's game time. Again, don't be shy in the super chats. Let's get this shit cracking. Do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated. But it is episode 3. Holy shit, 391. Almost at 400. Wow. Wild.
Crazy.
Wild. 391, my boy. Leland from Riker Reptiles. Darth Vader time. Let's go. Gee. You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot,
All right, Emilio, apply the choke. Apply the choke. Apply the choke. Got him. Fucking Star Wars nerds.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, you guys are hitting it off. Look at this. Fucking Star Wars lovers. We're live, man. My boy Leland from Rikers, Reptiles. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good, man. How are you doing tonight?
Chilling, man. Excited to have you on the show finally, bro.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really happy to see you stick things out, even though I just heard personally from a few people that are, that are just kind of getting out of the game now for whatever reason. But I've seen you vending at shows. I see you killing it, and stoked to like have you still here, man. How are things been going for you during all the ups and downs in the ball python game?
Oh, it's been rough, man, to be truthful. I had some setbacks medically, so I had to have surgery on my wrist and my elbow. I was out of work for 6 months, and then snake market crashed, and I just wanted to hold on to everything, bring it through, and come out on the other side. So I cut back on production this year. Only trying to produce stuff that's going to matter or sell, quickly at shows, and just stick with the more popular things just to have sales. So it's just been a slow season, slow out the gate, and yeah, it's just been rough. I want to stick with it, of course.
What'd you do? Can you just was it like something that you did in an accident, or are you just because you're old? I mean, what's going on?
I'm aging out. My body's aging out. I danced. I used to be a dancer, and it's really hard on your body. So I did classical ballet for over 20 years.
What? Leland ballet? Yeah. That's hard.
Very hard. Very hard on your body too. And then I did snowboarding. I taught snowboarding for 2 years, and I boarded for 25 years. And then I was golfing for 20 years during that time. So all that repetitive motion, I just wore out all the cartilage under my thumb. So they took out a bone, made a bridge, and fixed that problem. But that was for probably 8 years I had that problem. And then in my elbow for 30 years, I was working in a theater when I was like 16. And I slid down the ladder that you're supposed to come out of the catwalk really fast to get to the back to do the scene change. And my elbows were in, and I hit the thing at the bottom and popped my funny bone right out of the little nerve part. So it's just been like dangling there for 30 years. So every time I brush it on anything, my hand would go to sleep. And then you lay on your back and your hand would just totally go dead. So I said to the surgeon, while you're doing this wrist thing, do you think you can knock out this elbow thing in like a twofer? And so they did.
Damn, that's crazy. We're just me and Emilio were talking about how he was sick. And even though he was fucking floored, there's nothing, he had the busiest time of the year crack off. And, with what we do, we kind of have to be prepared for, don't you think we should have a game plan for this, Emilio, in case you get hurt? Yeah. You got to know what to do.
Contingency plan.
Yeah.
So when you guys were talking about that, I was laughing because when I got COVID the first time, I didn't have my smell or taste for almost 2 years.
2 years?
2 freaking years. And then I got COVID in Texas from Arlington 4 months ago, and I got COVID again. And then my taste and smell came back just recently.
Dude, that is one of the saddest. I know there's a lot more difficult things to go through in life, but not having your taste buds, bro, is so, because all you could really do is remember what things taste like, right?
Yeah.
And so you're trying to remind yourself when you're eating something good, but you can't taste it. It's still, honestly,
it's really bad for cooking. When you're cooking, that's the hard part.
I did, though. When I was sick, I had the best diet ever because my wife, she sometimes eats like a fucking bird. And what I mean by that, she has quinoa and all this weird shit, right? But she was making these big bowls of it, and I was just throwing it down because I just had no idea what it tasted like. And I had the best diet ever. And as soon as I could taste that shit, gone. I was like, yeah, bye.
It's too bad your body didn't get used to it, and you're just tricked into eating it and being healthy.
Yeah, I'm not perfect. And obviously, me and food are way too in love with each other. But anyways,
so real quick, it took you a long time to fix that elbow issue. Men, we don't like to go to the doctor and whatnot. I have to ask. You must feel God damn it, I should have done this 15 years ago.
Yeah, I'm just slowly doing the rebuilding thing right now. I have to do my hip. I got to get my hip replaced because it's bone on bone. On my right side is really bad. My left side's getting there, but my right side's bone on bone. So that's going to be next. And then I need to have this completely replaced in my right shoulder because I had it repaired 2 times and it's already busted out again. So this is gonna be like the rebuilding years, the next few years, and then hopefully I don't have to have any more surgeries for a while.
Did you meet my dad, Leland, at Trap Fest? Did you ever come to Trap Fest, or did you meet my dad?
No, Trap Fest was like the night before the big show, so I couldn't go out there and do that this last time.
Because he just got his hip done, because his hip was bone to bone as well, but because his other hip was bone to bone, so he wore out his other one, and now he has to do reconstruction surgery on, I think, both knees. He's going exactly through the same shit that you're basically going to be going through, and it's like, fuck, man. But mind you, like, he's looking so much better to getting fixed, because he dragged that shit on for a long time and went through pain, and I'm like, dude, just get yourself fucking. But like Emilio says, he's, especially my dad, he don't like going to the doctor for nothing, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking literally a cripple. You have to go. And he likes riding his bike, so he had no choice. But damn, go ahead.
So Leland, where are you located, bro?
I'm in Beaumont, which is out where the 60 freeway and the 10 freeway meet out east.
SoCal.
Yeah, so Southern California, before Cabazon, where the big hotel is, and all the shopping.
Oh, okay.
And, probably 30 minutes before Palm Springs.
Cool.
Who was the one that got you hooked, man? You know, obviously, so you know, I've talked numerous times about, you know, how RHACS was my guy, right? But who was it for you? Who really kind of put you on content wise and just made you fucking want to go all in?
Well, the guys who actually got me hooked is Jarrett and Jessica Peters. It's all their fault.
Where are they from? Where are they from?
They're River Rat Reptiles and Giggity Geckos. And so these two, really, really nice couple. They were buying a Yukon with no third row, and I was doing finance paperwork, so I was typing up their deal, and I had to ask them, why are you buying a Yukon with no third row? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And they're like, no, we need the room for our well, we do shows. And they weren't like telling me straight out. And so then I was like, okay, well, what I looked at him like, really, what kind of shows could he be doing? I can't imagine. There he is. I couldn't imagine him doing shows. And he was like, yeah, they're reptile shows. I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Because, you know, I was a dancer, and so I couldn't imagine Jarrett dancing. So so he told me about it, and I said, oh, dude, you're the guy to ask, because my daughter was just asking me for a ball python for Christmas, and she said she wanted a yellow one. And I said, they don't make yellow ones. That's like a Burmese python, and you're too small, so you can't have it. And I didn't even look it up. And so I asked him about it, and he's like, yeah, they're bananas. I said, oh, cool, because it's yellow. And he goes, nope, because when it gets old, it gets spots. I said, you got to show me. Wow, really? So he showed me, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. I said, you gotta sell me one. You have any of those? And he goes, yeah, I got one left, but you gotta come get it out in Blythe. So it was like 3-hour round trip to go get it.
Damn. So
we got on that snake and got into it. But then I did start watching a lot of videos in the beginning, and it was Giggles, Chris Hardwick. I was watching a lot of Chris Hardwick's videos in the beginning, and then I got into Barchek's, and then I got into Brian's, Triple B.
Nice.
And then I started watching, like, from the beginning, Blue Light Morphs. And that's kind of like what all was happening right there at that time. And then I found MJ. So I was like, oh, MJ's right here. He's like my neighbor. So that's when we started hooking up.
What year was that? Pause. Hold on. Hooking up. Relax. I'm just kidding. No, but what year was this, Leland? I'm talking about when you hooked up with the River Rat family.
December of 19 is when I bought that snake from them.
So going to 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was right. You're just about 3 years into this, going on your fourth year. Okay. And your daughter was at what age when she was asking you for this snake?
17, I think.
Oh, okay. That's right. Then your daughter's the one that's always helping you out to shows, from what I've seen.
Emma. Yep, Emma.
So
yes, she's a sweetheart. Shout out to Emma.
So both of you got hooked to this amazing, beautiful world of ours, huh?
Yeah, it was so cool. And then there was like everybody as a community was in there, and they're so for the most part we were pretty cool.
Yeah, all of our stories are very alike, bro. Similar. We all got like hooked the minute we got in, you know.
Well, this is something where like you don't start. I mean, as much as you're getting encouraged to take your time, you're so excited about what's happening, and you really can't help when certain things get offered to you, and when you have an opportunity, and you just, you know, I mean, as much as your daughter asked for it, you're the one that feels like the kid, right, Leland? I'm assuming.
Yeah, totally. I had reptiles when I was a kid. I had a red tail boa, and I had Savannah monitor, and I had a ball python. And then
Right.
when I got married, my wife was scared about the big snake. It was like, 9 feet long. I had him 16 years. He was pretty big. I
Wow.
built him a custom enclosure. It was huge.
That's-
And then I sold out all my snakes and reptiles and my motorcycle, and we got married. And then we moved up the hill to the mountains. And then all those years until she was 17. So maybe 18, 19, about 19 years not having any reptiles.
So when you bought the initial one snake for your daughter, what was the next couple purchases like, or was it not too far after that snake you got more snake? I'm just
So
curious.
this is interesting. You would think I would have given up, but I'm not a quitter. So I got this snake from a place in Florida, like a total reptile shop. And it was like a super banana bee and something else. So beautiful, really light banana bee. You know what I mean? So it was just a really gorgeous snake. And they mailed her out here. We were going to put those two together. And then it just stopped eating. Maybe ate one meal. And then it didn't eat for 6 months. So we were like, okay, so I guess we're never going to breed because this thing needed to gain like 1,000 grams still too. So I, after I took it to the vet a bunch of times and changed its substrates and changed its, I read all the things about what to do and I tried them all. And then finally I got this syringe with this powder and I was going to like inject it down its belly. And right before I did that, the night before I did that, it ate finally.
Okay,
So,
I will pause real quick. I'm so glad you just mentioned that because you were just about to inject it with what was the powder? Some calcium powder, or was it?
I don't know. I got it from the vet. It was some kind of protein food supplement, but we had tried to hand feed it too. We had tried to hand feed it multiple times.
It was that was the supplement they gave you like already liquid form, or it was actual powder?
No, it was a powder. I had to keep it in the fridge, and then I had to mix it with water, put it in the syringe, and then squish it into its belly.
Okay, yeah, because listen, and the shout to the Da Vinci boa. First and foremost, that homie who has boa projects, no joke, but he also has that type of supplement that people swear by. But also, I feel like maybe the snake just isn't ready to eat quite yet. And I know there's a time and place where you want that snake to eat, especially if it's a breeder male or something like that. But sometimes you just got to respect that the snake just don't want to eat, no matter what you shove down its throat. And this is a clear case where it went this long and you're like, finally, I'm just going to inject it. But then no, it turned around and ate. And immediately I can't remember how you look at supplements for a snake that's off food. How do you approach that? I'm curious.
I tried it recently. I tried that mad scientist. I would say it helped a little bit, maybe. In
what way? Like you saw it turned on, like the snake started.
I would say after a couple times that I used it, the snake ate like 2 weeks later. You know, and then one of them. Not to say that this wouldn't have happened without it, but I had a female from 21 that was about 550 grams. Didn't eat for 6-7 months, and now she's like tearing it up. And she's already 900 grams. So,
and how often are you giving the supplements?
I only used it a couple times.
Is it liquid and the syringes?
Yeah.
Comes like in a legit cough bottle, but it's for snakes.
Listen, it can't hurt to try to get them eating a little faster,
And it's not anything new either. This guy just put it into a fucking marketing brand. Like, he's smart about it, but a lot of people have used some sort of like calcium supplement or whatever to either breeder females. So this isn't like, after I looked into this, because at first it was a shock because I was a noob and I was like, what is this? And then as I started bringing chondro breeders on and people who are like dealing with like advanced breeding, that stuff that could die easily, they all use supplements. Not all, but most of them use supplements on things that maybe need that extra boost. So it's not, I just don't think it's the guaranteed. I'm not saying, I don't think that thing is going to make anything in this world eat because it can't fix regurgitation. And what I mean by that, like if, emeralds are known to where if they regurge, they can never bounce back from it. And if that thing could fix something like that, I could be like, I'll fucking swear by it. But no, it's just any kind of supplement with a vitamin boost, right? Now, I would say, which is good for an empty stomach. Like think about a stomach that just has nothing in it and it's all acid and it's just fucking churning. Like I could see how that could be beneficial.
Yeah.
So you've done that with the chondros?
what I can tell you is that in my all my time of breeding, you know, and being in the hobby,
never used it.
I just tried it this year. I've never used it before. I mean, big problems are rare. You know, especially when you have a smaller collection. In the beginning, I had a smaller collection, but as you get bigger and bigger and bigger, you start to need these little things because it happens, you know, a lot more often. So.
And that's also to think about too. You know, I'm somebody who says I never need an ultrasound. Well, because I don't have that many snakes to really kind of determine what needs to be paired or not. Everything from what I have is typically one-on-one. So I'm good. But I can definitely see once you scale things up and you have that much going on, dude, you got it. You need an ultrasound. I also think ultrasounding is just cool to know regardless. And I know that I keep telling myself to get one. I just can't stomach to drop 3 G's on one yet. I don't know why. I just don't.
Yeah, it's a really good tool to have. I use it every 2 months. And it's really changed the way I've been pairing and feeding.
Let's dive deep into that. And if you don't mind, hold that chondro thought, because I like chondros. But let's talk about how that's helped you, Leland, because your collection's not the largest, but it's not the smallest. It's something that does need managing, right? But how has that helped you? Let's talk about the ultrasound and it.
I think once I went over like 2 or 3 females for the one male, that's when it started to help me, because now I can really say, oh, I seriously do not need to pair him to either of those 2 snakes for X amount of time, and then I could leave him in there to get extra meal in him. So mostly it's for the feeding of them, timing, and sometimes like this year I've had many snakes I only locked 3 to 4 times, whereas in the seasons in the past I was giving them 20 locks, 12 locks, 15 locks. You know, it was just crazy that first season. I was just going nuts. And then the second season, about halfway through, I started paying people to come. So every 2 to 3 months, I'd have somebody come and I'd pay them $100.
Damn,
and then,
that's
I'd start writing it down. I still have all my original clutch cards from when Mike, and Antoine was one of the first ones that came out to start way back in the day in 2021.
Shout out to Antoine, man. We lost Antoine on the West Coast, man. He's still with us. I'm just saying the West Coast lost him.
The defector.
He's on the East Coast now, man. But that's sad because I only know Antoine from being from California. You know what I mean? And
he's a cool dude.
He's so unique and also one of the coolest dudes I ever met in my entire life.
We hung out last time at Arlington. We had a good time. It was great.
Good energy, man. He's always down for something crazy for sure. And that's my dog Antoine Hood, man. Professor Antoine Hood. Was really hoping he'd be the one to help, you know, get me promoted to blue belt, but you know, hopefully someday. But anyways, yeah, man. I you know, you got to say it is cool to have people around you, Leland, that kind of maybe are there for you in a sense.
Yeah.
But how do you feel right now overall it is with your current position in the ball python game, and how do you feel about the ball python game right now? Like, I know we're just getting into things about the ups and downs, but I mean, what's your overall feeling about how things are right now, especially the fact that you aren't amping production quite yet or currently? So what are your thoughts?
Well, just with the way the market is, I mean, if people have the money, they should be building their collection and their genes up, and this should be a building growth period for them, just like any stock market. When it's down, you're going to buy, you know, and then when it goes up, you're going to sell. So they should be doing that, but they're not. They're just freezing up and not buying. Well, you know what? Dig in, spend a little extra money, and get your collection up right now. This is the time to do it. You know, so that's my thoughts on it. Personally, I don't have a lot of money right now because I decided to change career kind of paths, and I'm not getting paid as much as I used to. So for me, this is gonna be my growth year. This is my 3rd season breeding, and I've never had a growth season. Think about that. The first season, usually you want to grow, right? And double your collection.
Yep.
I kept 10 snakes and I ended up selling 5 of them. So I only kept 5 snakes the first season. The second season, I kept maybe 7 or 8 snakes. And of those 7 or 8, I think I only have 4. So I've only really kept like 9 of my own snakes. So this season with the Desert Ghost stuff and the pastel and the hypo stuff, I mean, I got a lot of different projects that are going to be having some good snakes to be holding back, like the Orange Dream, Enchi Pied stuff.
Oh,
Ultramel too. So
what's great is when you don't have the money to spend now, bro, just be very creative with your pairings. And I mean, you could build off of what you have.
That's right.
You know,
and going a year without buying anything is nothing. Like that's nothing to even be pissed off about. Like if you have heat and it just isn't ready yet, then fucking sit tight. Focus on that shit growing. You know what I mean? And a year ain't shit. Like I remember literally, Leland, I came into this just how I always explain to people. And I don't know if it was a second or third year, but there was a year where I had what I had and I couldn't buy shit because I was broke. But I had cool shit and I was having fun raising it and doing what I can with it. And then there was a time where I was able to make moves with it, but there was a long time where I couldn't do nothing, but I just knew what I had. I think a lot of people just keep getting ahead of themselves and they don't even want to focus what's actually in their own collection. But you need holdbacks, don't you think, Emilio? Like that is very crucial to you kind of establishing any kind of foundation is with your own holdbacks. Is that right?
Yeah. You know, getting everything you pick up with a vision, you know, that 5-year, 7-year plan, that next generation of animals. That's the way to go, man. This is a marathon, bro.
Yeah.
Anyone that's sprinting,
the gas.
You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, bro.
You're gonna get cramps. You're gonna gas out very quick.
Yeah.
What did you not maybe have too clear of a vision back when you were kind of just selling shit, Leland, or did you like sell that shit because you needed that money?
So the first thing was I wanted to come out the gate with babies right away. So I bought 8 breed-ready females and 4 breed-ready males right out the gate. That's how I started. And I looked to see like my business plan was going to be to sell what was popular and actually make money. So that was the plan the first year. Then I was going to use some of my money that I bought to buy the better genes, so I'd already be stacked up. So by my third year, I'd be able to make my stuff and hold it back. So it's all been a plan. But the things that I was making right out the gate were, you know, just pieds and entry pieds and chocolate, hidden gene woma, hypo stuff, and what else did I have? I had the pastel fire het clown. So I was just putting my visual clowns to that stuff and making some clown stuff and selling pied stuff and all the bright colored, the black and yellow snakes seem to sell really well at the shows because they catch your eye. And if I could sell that snake for $100 and somebody else is selling it normal for $100, they're gonna buy my snake, right? So I sold all that stuff at the show real quick.
Right.
Actually, the first season, my meals were a little bit high, so I think I was at like 15 to 20 meals before they would sell was kind of the average. My second season, I got that down to 8 meals. So
like you were feeding him, like, were you feeding him like once every 5 days or something, or like what were you?
Yeah, the hatchlings every 5 days, and I was still buying it. You know, this season I'm finally feeding my own to the hatchlings, and still buying all the smalls and mediums and weans from Portuguese from Danny.
Shout out to Danny and Renee. Love this. Shout out to the Portuguese family.
They're the best.
Yeah, they're the best. I love those. I love that entire thing that they have going on, man. Just the family dynamic and the recent story of all that. Anyways, they're shouts for all that family, Portuguese pythons. But what I was gonna say though is, fuck, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Amelia, what were you gonna say?
No, that you know, I can well, you got into the sales aspect.
Right.
What makes your toes tingle, bro? What freaking what gene is your favorite? What is like?
You know, I love pies. I love pies and anything to do with pies. And so I also like bananas. So I'm working on like banana, pie, puzzle combinations, and then that's all coming up this next year. And
your
then
favorite combo that you want to make.
Right now, this season, what I want to make is a super inchy, super chocolate hypo. I've been waiting 3 years for that. I have 2 females for that combo. So I'm really, really waiting to hit on that. And then I'm trying to hit the pastel desert ghost hypos. They're in the incubator now. I got 5 chances at that.
Oh, that's great.
The other set of clutches that I'm going to be holding back some is the Orange Dream Enchi Pied stuff, because I just love Orange Dream of my pieds. And then I'm going to mix that into Ultramel.
Nice.
And work that.
Hey, bro, you
the,
got
the
some
male
heat.
I have is a visual ultramel pied, so I'm going to be using him for the females coming up
You
this
got
season.
some heat coming, bro.
Sounds like a foundation to me.
Yeah, man. You can't, something I see people out there doing all the time is comparing themselves
To others.
to the other guy.
Yes.
Like
the ones they look up to.
I'm going to give y'all my opinion on something real quick. There's only one person in this market that doesn't have to look over his shoulder. And he probably still does to keep to light that fire every day. All right. There's always someone doing, something a little better. So we just it has to be me versus me, man. You know what I mean? So, the stuff you just talked about, super exciting, bro.
Yeah. So Leland, I got to ask you, man, back when we were just talking about you coming into this and initially having the bright and colorful, eye appealing stuff to sell. Now we're talking about stuff where you're looking for double visuals double recessives and whatnot. So what's your game plan to hold back the stuff you don't hit and whatnot? Are you looking to strategically know how to move that stuff? Because, the one thing about the double recessive, triple recessive game is you got to know or have space for shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's your game plan for that? I'm curious.
So basically I made it so that I'd be able to house 110 snakes.
Total.
So if I go into this season and I have to hold back 15 snakes, I'll still have room to grow them up. So that's just kind of like how many I needed. So I look at my rack, I count the females, I count the males, and then I have to pare them down as I fleet up. So It's just like an inventory, puzzle you got to do. And then think about the 5-year project, So what is it going to take to get me there? How many slots do I need? How many do I have to get rid of to do that? And then how do I stay relevant at shows and be able to sell enough to make it worth to go to shows versus work? Because if I'm at work and I sell an RV, I can make $3,000 on one RV. If I go to the show, I'm averaging 2,800 to 3,500 at a show. So you got to balance,
see what's more important.
Yeah, what's going to work out, So
yeah,
tough sometimes making that decision.
Big decision also too is getting shit like what's behind you, and that's that crispy Freedom Breeder rack. Is that a Freedom Breeder rack behind you?
This is, yes. It's 9 levels.
Man, that looks great. But listen, huge investment. That shit, we're talking about ultrasounds. Fuck, Freedom Breeder, professional type of keeping, you know what I mean? But what made you want to go that route? I'm talking because we never really covered where you went from my daughter wants to spy a snake. You did a little bit of research, but you jumping in, you know what I mean? At what point did you have enough information gathered where you're willing to drop cheese on a rack and all the other stuff? You know what I mean?
The very first season, I put together a business plan because my manager at the dealership wanted to hop in with me because he saw how excited and passionate I was about doing this. So on that first group of snakes, that's the reason why I sold most of everything that season. I had to make him whole. So I cashed him out. I think it was like $9,800. Just for what he put in. I paid him back that first season, and then I paid him profit. So I still have some of his snakes that as I sell them, he gets profit back off of those as well. And some of those will be gone this season. So that was like the big push that first season. That's why I didn't hold back too much, and then the second season was just rough because I was going through that surgery and was out of work for 6 months, so I just had to sell what I had to sell. So
how many snakes do you have in your collection right now?
Yeah, good question.
Probably like counting hatchlings, probably 75 snakes in here right now.
Without hatchlings.
Yeah,
without hatchlings, there's 18 hatchlings in here right now.
Okay, let's make this easy. How many breeder females you got?
Oh, is that easy? Okay, let's see.
I should be easy. You ask me, I'll fucking tell you right now. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I think there's 22.
Okay. So
pretty much you've got about 50 adult animals?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
There's 18 that are actual breeders, and then there's a whole handful of grow-ups, and some are pretty close to breeding. And the grow-up females, there's...
Yeah, once you get to that 80, bro, after that, it just starts to snowball.
21 grow-up females, and about half of those are going to be close to going at the end of this season to the beginning of next season.
So the overall goal would be how many clutches next year if it works out to your favor?
I still want to keep it down to maybe 15 clutches.
15.
Yeah, this year I'm going to probably hit 10.
Out of those 15 clutches, what are they going to be the holdback clutches? Like the ones you don't want to, like if it came down to it, you could fucking hold everything back because it's that important.
Oh,
like,
okay. So on those,
Mhm.
I have to turn around and look at there's too many jeans. Okay, black pastel, fire, spot nose, het clown.
Nice.
So that one's going to my yellow belly, red stripe het clown. So that clutch right there to try to make Pompeii's and Pompeii's, ingredients.
Wait, did you say yellow belly, yellow belly? Did I just hear that, or am I tripping?
No.
No,
What
you
is
say the first
no,
one.
no, you're right. It does not have yellow belly. It's black pastel, fire, spot nose, het clown to yellow belly, red stripe, het clown. So fire and yellow belly, not yellow belly, yellow belly.
Got it.
So
Okay.
that's the Pompeii one. So that hopefully is going to be great. And then I have, like I said, the Inchy Pastel Chocolate Het Hypo. I have 2 females for that. Those I'm going to try to keep, saving the supers on them. And then on, I have a banana. I really like the bananas. So we're going to do the banana to the pied and hopefully make the puzzles. So the puzzles project, there's a couple projects with puzzles. So those I'm going to have to hold back. So that's a pastel het puzzle to a yellow belly, red stripe het puzzle. So I'm going to put those and hold back as many of those as I can. And then on the banana het puzzle is also going to a banana het puzzle. So both those. And then
you got a lot of recessive shit floating around.
So this is the fun part. So my buddy at work who decided to get into snakes decides to buy a freaking Orange Dream Sunset Possible Leopard male. So I'm holding off 6 of these females for him. And so
Orange Dream Possible Leopard Sunset?
Orange Dream Sunset Possible Leopard male. He's about 800.
How do you not see the leopard in
Yeah,
there?
exactly. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I can't see leopard.
I looked. I don't see the
Is
leopard.
it possible OD?
No, it's OD for sure. And they said maybe leopard, but I don't see the leopard. I don't see the leopard in the pattern at all.
I've never heard possible leopard in my entire
Yeah, well, it's got a wacky pattern. So I could see why he thought that maybe it was leopard.
Hey,
Just maybe to cover his bases. I don't know.
hey,
Top
big dog,
normal.
the leopards are dark as fuck.
You can't miss that shit.
You can't miss that shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't see leopard. So anyhow, he's gonna go to an Orange Dream Pied, so we can make some double head stuff, and then make some Super Orange Dream with double heads and hold that back. And then he's gonna go to a Cinnamon Pied, and then he's gonna go to a Firefly Het Clown female, for sure. Those 3, and then we're still trying to figure out the other 3.
Hey, MJ, you might like Super OD Sunset, bro.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I like Super OD anything. I mean, I'm a big OD. I favor OD. Now, is there Super OD in Sunset yet? No, right?
I'm not sure, bro.
I haven't seen it. I've been looking. I don't see it.
I know there's gonna be one Sunset combo that just shuts me the fuck up, and I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep talking shit. I don't give a fuck. It's fun Sunset.
Sunset only looks good in certain things, in my opinion. Otherwise, I don't like just a straight sunset. It's got to have cinnamon, and it has to have like butter. It has to have
like the
yellow belly, orange dream.
My favorite sunsets are the ones with cypress and whatever the fuck Justin's doing with it. Okay, that I can.
Hey, it's hard to say a favorite, but I would say it's probably the Spot Nose Clown Sunset. So
yeah,
far.
that's probably cool.
Brad Boa has that one, right?
No, that was Justin.
Oh, it was Justin? I think that was one.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then the Lab Sunset stuff, for me, Sunset Dreamsicle is gonna be amazing. So put Yellow Belly in that too. I think that's gonna be dope. I'm gonna go for it.
I'm really hoping my my Dreamsicle has yellow belly in it. I had to replace my other male I got from Justin because it just wouldn't eat. So it's just a mouser, and it never putting on weight. It's so long and skinny.
Yeah.
So I can't trust it. So I bought a Dreamsicle to replace him, and I got a really good deal on it. And I have 2 females to put it to. One's ready to go, and the other one's probably like 6 months away or 5 months away.
So I firsthand seen certain techniques that breeders do to get size on a ball python. Before I even speak on that, I want to ask you, Emilio, if there's a situation where you don't see growth within a snake, is there anything you do specifically, or what's your move on that case?
Well, I have a male now that he was only eating once a week, and he's not at the size I would like. He finally is taking. He was only taking rats before, right? So rats I buy once a week, but I breed mice. So this last week he took a rat, a big, nice rat, and he took a mouse.
Nice.
In the middle of the week. So,
Wow.
but this week he didn't do it. He should be about 550 to 600 grams by breeding time. But again, you were talking about ultrasounds. I finally got my ultrasound. So
Nice.
a male like that is not the weight that I want. Now I could be more careful with him. So in the past, I just bred once a month. And, you know, I got 4 or 5 locks during the breeding season. And, you know, I never needed an ultrasound. I mean, I might not use it that much, even having it, but it's a good thing to have.
Yeah. Man, I'm still loyal to the once a week. And I know a lot of people, I mean, I've talked to tons of people who feed every 5 days. And obviously I base off their experience. Shit grows a lot quicker that way. I'm just like, it's just easier for me to feed once a week.
I
I get my live once a week.
I don't feed everything twice a week. I don't. But if I see something that can use it,
okay,
I do it.
So you treat it as accordingly. Like if you see it, then you okay.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, other guys just do every 5 days because it's I just think that's fucking. I get it. That's a technique, but to me, I'm like, whoa, it's
Just
it's a lot of work.
But let me say, there are animals that they just won't do it. So it's all according to the animal, right?
Right.
And bro, I got a crystal het monsoon male that you wouldn't believe that he's a year old. He's a freaking animal.
Huge, like already almost 1,000.
Bro, he's about 850 grams.
That's
for
great.
me, that's a lot for a young male, you know. But he's an animal. He's a beast.
So Will Morrow's for sure confirms that he feeds every 5 days, and his males get to 8 to 900 grams by the first year every fucking time.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of rodents. I mean, you got to be growing them.
Well, obviously he does. He has it like that, so that's why.
So if you can do that,
yeah. I don't, but you know, I just feed once every week. But what I'll do is, like, you know, like Emilio says, sometimes I'll kick one back extra for something that needs it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just consistently feed every week. And then there's just ones that don't want to eat that week either, because, you know, I don't know, like I noticed some don't always digest as fast as others, and some are just holding it in and they don't want to fucking. And I hate over like shoving a fucking, no matter what the snake is. I don't think stuffing it with food is good, especially. I think that you got to have a certain way of it letting it shit. And if it doesn't shit, just wait or something, or soak it. Or just because if you have to do that with these, even though it's a ball python, it's still digestive. It's a system that needs to work the same way as everything else. And so, and I learned that the hard way too. Like I know I've seen things almost hit like a stunt because you overfeed it. And that kind of causes that wall. I haven't had that wall in a long time, but I notice a lot of people say that they experience that 900,000 gram wall. I think that's from overfeeding personally.
Yeah, I haven't really experienced that. So what I'll do is I'll mist the day before I feed. I'll mist their enclosures to make sure they're nice and hydrated. The females, the breeder females, are typically every 10 days, and they get a small. If they look like they want another one, they get a second small. Then the little hatchlings are every 5 days, and the grow ups, and most of them I have on frozen thawed, are every 7 days. Right. So I'll try to pick up live at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. So I'm like 10 days apart.
Yeah. Yeah. See, man, I don't know. Emilio doesn't even spray. He don't need to. It's too humid. It's already humidified over there where he's at.
I know. He's lucky, but this is California. I'm at 2,300 feet. It's dry up here.
It's a thing where I love the spraying, like, because it's like, oh, therapeutic, but goddamn, there's times where I'm like, fuck, I gotta go spray.
Yeah, the drag.
Yeah. Okay, now I do want to share a little bit of like, since we're from the same demographic, you and I, Leland, did you run into crazy humidity issues when you first started getting things going? A lot of like stuck sheds, or did you already have that locked in? And what did?
No, I had yeah, I had really low humidity issues. So yes, I guess I did have suction, but I had low humidity issues. I had to really work on that. I had to like, in the beginning, it was all metal like shelves, and I had tubs that you would slide under a bed. So I had like 10 of these giant tubs all over here, and they were all in their individual little dial heat pads. The worst way you could possibly do it. Don't ever do that. The Chinese pad with the dial on it, it's garbage. Never buy that. So I had those. So I couldn't get them balanced. I couldn't get the tubs right. That's why I went to the Freedom Breeder, because it was such a nightmare that first season.
Yeah, I mean, I went off Home Depot racks for the first goddamn 3-4 years. I mean, I did a lot of things. I don't want to say hard-headed, but I thought I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't. And I kind of I want you and I to kind of look at Leland's case here, and actually my case too, Emilio, because mind you, I too came into this wanting to breed what was popular. Like I thought, what's the most popular thing I can make that would want someone to buy it versus the whole 3-year, 5-year plan where, okay, I have a clown and I have a hypo. Let's put them together and make hets. And I know, Emilio, you have a lot of people that come into the game brand new, not with that mindset, but is it our job to influence them to go that route, or do we let them figure that out on their own? Emilio, what do you think?
I try to help them down their path. But I also I don't fully only look at it in the business aspect. I came in myself making the animals I couldn't afford, making the animals I wanted. So I also take that into consideration, eventually I wanted to make some money here and there, but for me, I always see it in those two aspects. That's how I do it.
And I'm not gonna lie, it was always about the money, because when I saw the money in ball pythons, that's what was exciting me. And I, mind you, I was already keeping ball pythons, but when I took it to the level of getting a Home Depot rack and an incubator and all that, that's because I saw, holy shit, you could sell these things and make money.
The potential,
right? But then I also was like, but then I didn't see the levels to it. And then after being friends with Miguel and learning stuff from other people, I was like, wait a minute, these guys are doing shit way differently. Like the shit that I'm making, it's not for it, the tiers, aren't there levels to this, Emilio? It's hard for somebody to see that at first. It's hard.
We had a conversation the other day about the Exanthic game and the impact that the Desert Ghost Exanthic Clown had on the overall market. But that said, it put a fire under my butt to get myself more into the DG game. But what I would say is what I said earlier. I also want to make that animal for myself, right?
Right.
Because I can't afford it. It's $100,000 and it probably wouldn't be sold anyway.
Right.
And now that I'm a full-fledged business, that purchase and those breedings are going to make me a lot of money as well, because going forward, that's the hottest, in my view, that's the hottest combo, in the game right now. So.
Well, I didn't even hear you say the combo. What combo are we talking about?
The Desert Ghost Exanthic Clown. That's the best. And the other day you saw your homeboy hit one. I mean,
dude, I want to say right now, props to you, or props to anyone that's tapped into an Exanthic game, because if you want to stand out in a crowd like the ball python world, if you got a foundation the way it should be done in the Exanthic world, like my boy Emilio, anything you fucking post is going to just slap people in the face, man. And now we're talking how these already recessives that are popping in other projects being implemented into Exanthic. It's a wrap, bro. It's like its own ball game. Don't you think Exanthic's like almost not? It's like its own category. It's almost like it's like watching, like having somebody who says, I prefer to watch television in black and white. Thank you. And it's like, okay, then you get a cable television company for black and white television. That's what it is. But it's like not boring black and white. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got Desert Ghost, which is the hottest gene, one of the hottest genes on the market. Combining it, you got hypo,
pastel.
pastel, white lace, white lace, cypress. Man, the future is gonna be amazing.
It's just getting started, which is nuts.
Yeah,
that's why, like, I kick back. Like, I feel like I'm almost salty, not salty, but I'm like, man, like the stuff that I would really want to be known for, my brand to know for, or like shit that's like just years in the making. And this is why, I mean, how many years have you been standing on the Exante game now, Emilio, you would say?
I got my first one in 2009.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is why this guy's so 10 toes down on fucking Exantic. You don't play with that shit, man. You really, and this is because you're loyal to it. Like, I mean, years of dedication. So good for you, man. I'm stoked.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about Pied real quick, okay? Because Leland, people like us should try to make things easier for ourselves. And what I mean is, like, one thing that could be hard in this game is IDing things. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And we're talking Pied, more importantly. If you don't have Exantic or something that is just like a gene that just, okay, that's obvious, right?
Yep.
What how do you dance around that? Or what's your concern? Not your concern, but what is your game plan behind working with Pied projects that are either stacker genes in there or stuff to where it's going to be difficult to ID and where it could be past everything? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
what's your game plan with Pied and all that?
I try to stay with the easiest things to ID, so I don't have that issue. But I did that first season. For a lot of people that are out there just kind of getting into it, it is great to join Mutation Creations Patreon, because he does help you with the gene ID. And you take 3 pictures of the animal, you send it to him, they evaluate it, and Austin probably is the one doing it, but they tell you what it is. So that is a great way to do it. I highly recommend that. Now I can pretty much pick out what's going on. I have other friends that I send pictures to that are in the Pied game. Like, I always bug Mike from Porter's Pythons. He's one of my friends.
I love Mike.
Some of the other guys out here that are close to me. So I don't know. People help out. It seems like everybody wants to have accurate IDs out there.
Yeah, Porter, man. Shout out to homie Mike Porter. He's, Pied has been his fucking thing ever since I've known him. And he's made some of the best Pieds with codoms in them. So it is like, I've said this a lot on this show, man. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And when you have help like that, it can take you a far ways. But mind you, man, there's certain times where not even the help could help you out.
Yeah, I know. I've had a couple that I've had 3 people tell me is one thing, another 3 people tell me is another thing, and they were like split. So it was a tough one.
Oh, but okay, Emilio, how many times have people come for you for help, and you try to give them your best advice on the ID, but then like they're telling you, well, so and so's telling you this, and like, do you ever have like a back and you're like, listen, it's what I think and that's it, or do you actually sit there and convince people why you believe what the ID is?
Typically, what I try to help people the best I can. When it comes to ID stuff, I like to do it in person for the most part.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you is I ask the full pairing, the full clutch. I compare all the animals. If there isn't enough evidence for a specific gene, it's just not worth, I mean, I don't know, man. I when it comes to that stuff, again, MJ knows this. I do my best to stack less, so I don't have those issues.
Yeah.
That's what I could say to that, bro.
Don't stack.
Well, just stack. It's stacking the genes that are so similar that when they get together, you can't tell them apart. That's kind of some of the problems.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. And
still stack genes, but don't stack the ones that are so similar together that you're like, hey,
well, I mean, I try to keep my stuff 3 to 4 genes, bro, to be honest with you. Right. And if there's a 5th gene, it's because I'm like in love with it and it has to be there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, most of the time you could tell, but if it's something that's just way too similar, it's a shame when you can't really see it, bro.
That's why my whole game plan behind Pieds is making them as mid and low as possible, because that way you could see as much markings as possible. But when you got these high white shit and you just got like a stamp or a dot and you're like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you better shed test that or whatever. But
I mean, yeah, that's the good part. We have the panels now that you can send a panel out, and but what I can say is it's not only pieds, bro. There's a lot of stuff out there that it's very, very hard to ID, bro.
Like, how about that Gene X? I mean, you throw that in a pied, and then they're like, oh, it could be Gene X. I'm like,
but I could show you 2 examples right now what Gene X, because I have a Gene X from Miguel that has ODYB Inchy in it, and then I made the exact same snake only with GHI, no Gene X, and holy shit, that Gene X is such an enhancer. It's like in a bright, it bright. It's like next level. Like it's so I think if there's a good example out there for it, you could see it. But also there's a lot of people out there who just throw their hands up and say, I don't fucking know.
Yep.
So but I don't know, like overall, what would you say other than pieds? What other difficult things are there out there to ID in your opinion right now, Emilio? Like what are some ones that you're running into or seeing people having issues IDing?
Hey, real quick, I'll get back to the question, but why is everybody flexing in the chat?
It's only one person, and that's Ro. He's just happy to say hi to everyone. I guess he's.
What's he saying? I can't see the chat.
You can actually no. Don't be distracted. I don't like the guests looking at the chats. Please, you're gonna get distracted.
My bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Believe it or not, a lot of people have issues sometimes IDing OD in certain things.
But that's when another thing's involved though, right? Like if we have like
Inchy,
right? Something else that could be possibly in the mix. Fire, right.
Fire. I mean, but fire's pretty easy because it breaks up pattern big time. It brightens and breaks pattern up pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously people have issues with red stripe.
What's the issue with red stripe?
Well, some people can't pick them out, bro. I mean, right?
Here's a fire red stripe, yellow belly.
I can see red stripe easily, and that's
oh yeah, definitely.
Who has red stripe that can't ID it? I'm just kidding.
Well, there's some really.
No, sometimes you'll get a snake and you're like, it might be red stripe. It's just not it doesn't really look good,
What's your double recessive, like solid foundation that you want to like really see out in your collection, Leland? Like the top 2 top recessives you would like to just see go for you. If
I'm trying to get the clown pied stuff going, but the first female turned out not to be a het clown. She was only a cinnamon pied, and then the male was a pied that was het for clown, and then I didn't get any clown pieds. But now I have a bunch of visual double hets, so I can hold back some stuff from that. But hypopied, I really like the hypopied, so I have probably like 4 or 5 projects going on that. The bells sell really well, so I like to make bells because I like to sell my snakes. So, but my bells, a lot of them are hypopied, so that's going to be a little tricky,
I had traffic at my table mainly for one reason. That's because I had a pied, or no, excuse me, I had a blue-eyed Lucy.
Yeah,
and it was not for sale. But like motherfuckers, man, they would not leave that snake alone.
Yeah.
And I can imagine like having like 4 or 5 or just like a row of them. People would
a whole case. I'll take a whole case of bananas, a whole case of pieds, a whole case of blue-eyed Lucies, and I'll sell them all.
That's kind of Emilio's like his like his love back to the pet people is he gives them fucking amazing, cool looking bells. And how many have you actually taken at a show so far and sold? Have you taken a lot of bells to a show, or do you do those mainly online, Emilio?
They sell everywhere, locally, shows, on MORPH market. It just depends.
But do you like to bring a good display of bells if you can to a show? Like,
I like variety, bro. I like to have a little bit.
Yeah.
I have my goal is to have $50 to $3,000 snakes at every show.
You want to be able to help everyone out.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the same thing with you, right?
I want to bring people into the hobby, bro. So
right. Yeah, I mean it's baby steps somehow. I mean, I came on this shit off Craigslist. You kidding me?
Yeah.
First snake was $70. And I still have her. She's fucking paired up right now as we speak. Believe it or not. That's what's crazy is think about it. I have a snake that my very first snake that I bought that got me into this is relevant to my projects today. She's a Pastavi orange ghost. Yeah, she's a Pastavi orange ghost. So I have her.
Nice.
I have her, and she's a nice looking one.
Is that the one you put to the GHI?
A long time ago. Yeah, remember?
Yeah, like 2 seasons ago.
Yep. Remember I put her to a GHI hypo, and I made GHI Pastavi Mojaves, and they're hypo.
I keep a list in here somewhere of like snakes and morphs that I'll be adding to, and who's producing what, and who I'm going to get it from. So your GHI hypo stuff, and actually super GHI hypos, the only way I'm going to add GHI to my collection, MJ. So that'll be when I get the GHI in here.
Yeah, he's got some badass GHI hypo stuff.
That makes me happy. I always forget that I have shit that people like that I work with in the ball python game, and I gotta like not sleep on that. GHI is something I've always stand really tall on, especially with my hypo stuff. But I don't know. I guess it's. I mean, are you happy with how you are in the ball python game right now, or do you feel like like let's like what do you really feel about your position in this game right now, Leland?
I'm really excited for next year, to be honest. I mean, I want to hold back and like grow this season since I haven't really grown, had a growth spurt. So I want to have a growth spurt this year, but next season I'm going to be breeding my first whole set of holdbacks. So it's always exciting to get your own snake going, you know? So of those, I have an Inchy Pastel Chocolate Hypo. I have a Pastel Coral Glow Pied. I have a Mojave Pied that's het hypo. I have a Coral Glow Banana that's het pied. I have a Fire Mojave Leopard, possible double het clown pied, scaleless head female. And then, yeah, that's all my females from the first and second year. That's it. That's all I kept.
Yeah.
What I would tell you, Leland, even with some of the setbacks you said you've had this year, I was telling MJ backstage when he told me we were doing this episode. I went and I looked over some of your stuff, bro. You're well on your way. You got a nice morph market going. You got your reviews.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, man, great job, bro.
Thank you. I've sold 120 snakes so far.
Yeah, and I love your fucking your logo, bro. You know.
That's Solomon. That's Solomon. Solomon Wise did that for me. I just told him what I wanted. And we had to take Darth Vader and change his mouth so it wouldn't be copyright. And then he changed the 2 other things on his eyes and his helmet. And then he laid the stars on there to even hide it and ghost it out even more. And then my daughter drew the snakes. And she drew those snakes in like 30 seconds. It was so crazy.
Just keep kicking ass, bro. You're doing really well, even with all the setbacks.
Thank you.
And you know what? And you know, I hope you don't get offended. And with a pretty small collection.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing great, bro. So
yeah, thank you. It's just me. So I was growing the second year. I grew, I think, too much, like too fast. So then I had to pare it back a little bit. And then I'll start selling the first block of females from the first season. And then if I'm only have 30 females, that's fine. I'm happy with about 30 females. Because then, you know, like half are going to go, right? And I've not had a year where, well, the first season, almost all of them went. And the second season was not like that, and this season's not like that. So,
Leland, how do you think someone should come into this as far as when they should establish like their merch game, their stickers, and all that? I do bust balls every now and then again because I feel like people that's the first thing they do before they buy a snake, and I'm curious why. But you know, how do you feel like you did, and what would be your advice for anyone out there coming in?
So, I did it because I had females ready to lay, and I had hatchlings coming. So I did it right away because I had a business, like, boom, you know what I mean? So I wanted to be respectable. I wanted people to be able to like search me out and find me. If they're going to drop $400 or $500 with me, they don't know me. I'm just coming out of nowhere. So I thought it would be important to get the logo, get, you know, some merch out there, get my name recognized, and then have an actual company right out the gate. So I did it that way. I was totally a sticker breeder, I'll admit it, but it helped me. People were like, they thought that I'd been in the game 2-3 years, and I was only like 6 months out, you know. So I think it worked.
Yeah, I mean, because you stuck to it though too. You know what I mean? You did also you foresaw what was coming, and you put it to action, which is great, you know. And Emilio, like, you know, I don't know, like I know you're somebody who we're just talking about how it's a marathon, right? It's not a race.
And a grind, a marathon and a grind.
Yeah, and so I always feel like, are you ready to take on this grind and marathon before you start putting out merch and stickers and trying to gain respect just because you went ahead and got stickers versus showing that you're grinding and fucking putting some work in there? And honestly, Leland, I did see like, holy shit, this guy's already getting stickers and shit like that. I did see that like that at first. I'm not gonna lie, because you just admitted you were a sticker breeder, but you are kind of proved me wrong, because you hung in this and show that you did it for a reason and you had a motive, and this is great. This is what it's all about. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
totally.
it actually came through and helped you, because this whole time you were marketing. Now you got, you know what I mean? You did it to where I feel like this is how you should do it if you're going to do it. You feel me?
Yeah. And it's not right for everybody. Some people, they don't want to look at it as a business. They just want to look at it as a hobby. And then, they find out they're not salespeople. And then they're like, holy shit, what do I do?
You realize how many people in this game suck at sales? Have you noticed?
Yeah, I know. I've mentored quite a few.
They're not people. They don't like talking to people. They don't like dealing with people. Period.
I'm even talking like business fucking sense. Like not even having like, bro, like is this like what's happening here? You know what I mean? But Leland has a strong sales background, as do I, and so I noticed one of the biggest advantages I personally would have in this industry is because I'm good at sales. And there's a lot of people that aren't good at sales in this, and it's like, dude.
Yeah, bro, I agree with that. I have a sales background and a customer service background, and it's been super essential.
Yeah. And that's kind of what you have a lot of respect on me, Emilio, is your customer service, or you just looking after people is kind of like what you hold superior. I feel like a lot of people fuck with you because of the loyalty you show to people, but that just kind of comes with you taking care of like shit, not only people spending money with you, but people giving you the time of day. You know what I mean?
The background, bro, the background. And also, at the end of the day, you got to treat people how you want to be treated, bro.
Yeah.
True.
So.
That's facts.
I kind of do a different thing. One thing I like to do is if somebody's going to buy a snake from me and they're going to throw it in a terrarium, I like to put it in a terrarium first and let it live in there, go off of food, get back on food before I mail it to them. So that's kind of a thing I've been doing lately with the last 5 snakes.
You put it in a hunger strike and then you send it to them?
Well, I put it in the strike and then I get it out of the strike. So I put it into a terrarium so it can get used to living out there in the terrarium. Because it's you know it's about to go live in a different environment. I see. Yeah,
what you're saying.
And it's worked each time. It's not gone on food when they've gotten them. They've all successfully transitioned. So I think there's something there.
Yeah, what I did there was I did my own tip sheet.
Right.
Yeah. I have a care sheet. I email them the care sheet and then I check it. They send me pictures before I mail it, and I make sure everything's like set up the right way, and then I mail the snake. And I actually soak it the night before I mail it too, so it's super hydrated for the trip. So I do too much, but I just want it to be successful. And then when they're here, after about 3 meals off of hoppers, I switch them to frozen thawed rat pups. And most of my snakes, 90% of them are going to be on frozen thawed when you get it. And if somebody wants it on live, I'll switch it back to live before I'll ship it too.
What do you keep your temps at?
88, like on the nose.
So everything's hot spot 88, even your baby?
Yeah, everything.
Nice.
Yeah, some of the males, because I do have separate, sometimes I'll drop the males down to like 86, and I'll put them in the edges of the rack, because this rack is never 100% even all the way across.
Right.
The edges are cooler than the middle. So then I keep my males on the edges and the females in the middle. And then when the males go off of food and they completely stop eating, then they go into the timeout rack. So the timeout rack's across the room, or it's the one in the loft, because I have a rack out there for my quarantine. And since nothing's in the quarantine right now, I'll put them all the way out there so they don't have any female pheromone urine smell at all. And then I'll wash them before they go in there. And then sometimes when I'll breed them, take them out, I'll wash them, and then I'll stick them out there, because I have 2 snakes that will go off food like severe each season.
So you wash your males?
I do. I wash all the female scent off of them, and then I'll put them in an outside holding, or all the way in the corner over here. And if that's not working, they go outside.
You wash your males, Emilio?
Wash my males?
Yeah. To like wash the smell off of them. I've heard of that.
I only do that with the ones that are striking, and that seemed to work because.
Oh, like the ones that are off food.
Yeah. Like if I know it's a striker, like if I know that snake, that male will go off of food after about 2 or 3 times locking.
Yeah.
Boom. He's coming out. He's getting washed. And he's going into another tub outside the room, and I've been able to keep him back on food that way. It's just a trick that it's been working.
That's to get him not horny anymore.
What I'm doing now, going forward, is I used to keep my males real athletic, under about 1,000 grams, even the older ones. Going forward, to protect them, I'm gonna beef them up a little bit more.
Yeah.
That way, if they do go off food, it doesn't matter.
That's why I understand you don't want an overweight male, but you don't want a skinny, scrawny fucking male either.
Yeah, I had a male last year.
You want like an athletic fucking football player type male. You know what I mean? And
yes.
so, and something that where it's not going to hurt if it goes off food for a couple months, and no harm done. So that's why, like, when I hear Will talk about 900, 1,000 gram, that's where he likes his males. It makes sense now because you look at those males; they're fucking solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some
males that don't breed get really big. Males that breed every year, they just don't get big.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so this is my male that breeds every year. He goes off of food for 5 months.
Oh, what is that? That looks cool.
During the breeding season, he's a hypo Mojave pipe.
That thing's beautiful.
And he will drop. He will stop eating for 5 to 6 months. He is now 2,000 grams.
Oh
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fucking dude, that thing's nice.
Beast.
Freaking huge.
I love hypo and pied so fucking much. It's ridiculous.
I know. They're so nice. I'm gonna have the batch coming out here pretty soon.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's why everyone. I think that's also like I don't want any first year breeder to think they need to put lean males to their females. I think that's one thing I would advise against.
You get weak veins, you get moldy eggs. They don't want to, eat. They don't want to grow up. The next year, you're hosed.
Yeah.
I swear the immature males are the cause of some of those weak veins in those eggs from this last season.
Yeah, but I could bring some OGs on here that would argue this and tell you that they could get them at 6 months and still get them to size. And I'm like, fuck, like, what is your hack? What do you do? Because for me, it's like Emilio says, if I breed them at a small size, or not small, but not at 900 grams, they don't get to 900 grams. They stay at like 7-ish. Like they just don't get to that big size. And I saw this firsthand, so I don't fucking know. But also, it's always like,
I mean, as they mature, they'll get there, but it's gonna take time.
It's gonna take longer. See, this guy right here, this is a prime example. This is a 1.5-year old snake. I bred him last season. He made my Orange Dream Enchi Pied stuff this last year, and he's tiny.
Now,
large.
I will disagree with you. The weak veins and the moldy eggs, that could be any male.
That could be any male. Yeah, that could just be sperm.
Yeah,
that could be any male.
Yeah,
that could be just
some of my best clutches have come from young males. So
little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't rule that to be because they're young, is what he's saying. It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I won't breed a male under 600 grams.
No, that's death sentence.
Yeah.
Speaking of death sentences, what do you think the one morph you want to stay away from, Leland? Like one thing that is a death sentence to you think?
Spiders. I just didn't have a good experience with the spider that first season, and I was really breeding for the super scaleless snake. That's one of the things that got me really into it, got me excited about it, and I was all hyped up about it. And now I'm like, I will not touch that with the 10-foot pole.
I sold out, bro. I'm out
of
that.
Me too.
Really.
Yes, I made one. I made one the first season.
I made 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just it was time to go. I got in just in case.
Damn.
And then the spiders, I had those around forever. I had one so long I named it after Terrence Keys. So it was number 14. So it was named T Keys 14. And then I had to donate it to an elementary school. Just so you know, in California, if you donate something to a school, you get additional write-offs on top of whatever your write-offs are. So it was an additional $600 write-off because it was a donation to a school. So anyhow, donated to the school. He lived there for a year. He had a great time. and then the science teacher got fired. So the new science teacher didn't like snakes, so I had to take it back.
Oh, what? I mean, I guess
Yeah.
you'd rather take something back that somebody don't want. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I don't think he was being taken very good care of, because every time I go in there to do a check, he was all out of whack. Yeah, and he was off food for 2 months or something like that. But he was in the tub, and within 2 hours in the tub, he ate.
That's also not the best place for a spider to be.
Yeah, it already has issues. It's like, think about it.
He was so good, no tremor, no wobble, nothing. Would eat no problem. He was a good snake.
Yeah, I love spiders, but I only have 2 left. So
I have none.
What are those spiders? What are those spiders doing for you, Emilio? Are you just feel bad for them or what?
Yeah, he feels bad for him.
I got a lesser bee. I mean, it was my second holdback. She's still there, and I got a spider clown that's beautiful. I mean, those 2 are staying.
It's a beautiful gene, man. It really is. I love what it does.
I mean, we're talking about genes that all are like stapled, iconic genes that got people in. I mean, I can never forget my very first killer bee. I'll never forget that snake. How amazing and cool fucking killer bee was. And then it's just crazy how things went.
By the way, they'll still sell at shows.
Yeah, they will sell at shows for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a snake that sells, but it's more like a snake that you have to witness and see. And
yeah,
like I said, when I had that many killer bees and spiders going in my collection, I'll never forget clicking on the light and seeing all 12 or 13 of them doing the same thing. And it was like, what are they, possessed? I was fucking so confused.
Corkscrewing?
Yeah, literally, like if somebody was playing a fucking flute.
Yeah, at night.
At night, and I'm like,
when
whoa.
they're trying to find a way out.
Yeah, and it's like,
it
dude,
just shows
like
more.
This.
It shows more in them. Yeah.
Oh, dude. So, and I literally, Simon Taylor, saw all them doing that. I was like, this shit's creepy, bro. I got rid of them real quick after that. But, I also forget how much I loved, because I didn't see a lot as a baby, but then as I got older is when I noticed it. You know what I mean? But also, it's just, I don't know. Other than that, like any other gene, I mean, spider's the obvious. Can we not talk about spider no more?
Hidden gene Woma, similar.
Oh,
I have one hidden gene Woma snake. Everything else is pretty safe that I have. I don't really have. I have a cinnamon, but I just have one cinnamon.
Just a regular cinnamon.
I think they do some duck billing or something, but I haven't. I don't know. I haven't had an issue yet.
Bro, there's a lot of stuff that has little different characteristics of what it does to the babies. I kill it with 8-ball stuff, bro. I do great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8-ball. What again? Is it? Remind me.
Cinnamon, black pastel. And believe it or not, the kinking issues are a lot less for me. I just hatched out 2 perfect pandas.
Nice.
And a perfect 8-ball. Had pied. I did have one in the clutch that was a train wreck, but believe it or not, that's my first one that I've had to put down throughout the years.
Oh,
only one. I have had little bumps here and there. But I'm telling you, man, people love those snakes, bro.
I have 2 that I've been hand feeding. They didn't absorb any yolk at all, and they were 15 grams each. They look like worms, and I've been hand feeding them. This was my 5th time to hand feed them, and they're chugging along. They're making it. So
yeah, but again, that can happen with anything too.
But hold on, let's kind of go back to something that you saw go downhill with time. And even though if it's something that sells, do we really want to put that in someone's hands and watch them have to go through that?
Right.
What in particular?
Like for instance, the what did you say you had to put down because you saw bumps throughout time or something like that? Or what?
No, I hatched out a kinked up 8-ball for the first time. That's what
and you put it down right away,
it wouldn't make it.
But even spiders, right? Like for instance, like when I first got mine young, I didn't really realize it until later on at age, right? I mean, do you think maybe the normal pet person wouldn't care, but to see?
Well, here's the thing. There's champagnes that hatch like that. There's
champagnes that hatch like that.
There's spot nose that hatch like that. The spider gets attacked a lot. I'm not gonna keep talking about spider, but I've hatched a lot of spiders throughout my day, and I've hatched maybe three really bad ones.
But actual spiders, not spot noses, right?
Spiders.
Spider. But
I had a bad clutch with a spot nose and a cinnamon, and I wondered if maybe there was something there because they were both, questionable genes. So I had a firefly spot nose clown to a cinnamon pied.
But Cinnies on their own are not known, and Cinnies and black pastels are not known for wobble at all.
Right, and neither is spot nose on its own, right?
Spot nose is.
It is on its own.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you make a Powerball, it's a wreck.
That's a spot nose. Spot nose,
Spot
right?
nose has a small wobble.
Not every spot nose, but it's in it. Yeah. I have a spot nose.
These had a sharp jaw and open belly. That's what these had.
Okay. Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had a super gravel clutch that majority of them were the shark fucking tooth or whatever.
Shark jaw, yeah.
Without that just came from, I think, incubation, to be honest.
I had shark jaws this year too from the hidden gene Woma Enchi banana clutch. Yeah. They were really badass too. It's too bad they both died.
Man,
with time you'll see that these things they just happen sporadically. Also, yes, there are genes that you'll have a higher propensity of it happening or higher odds, but I mean it could happen across the board, bro.
I've had five or six over 3 years that had to either die or be put down, and then I've had one snake, like adult snake. It was actually as a juvenile, died, and we don't know why it died.
Yeah.
It had one meal here and then just didn't eat again for like 4 months and then just died.
I mean, I used to just tell myself how great and easy the ball python game was until the numbers got higher. And as you start getting more clutches, you start dealing with more freak fucking nature type shit. And that's when you just have to be like, well, I guess this happens. Like I had one super GHI clutch. It was like the 2 years before, it was probably my nicest super GHI clutch I ever had. And then 2 years later, I finally get it. And most of them had fucked up eyes. They all had like fucking Ray Charles eyes, bro. I couldn't believe it. I was so like, what happened? And I asked Justin, and Justin's like, yeah, that's happened to me before. And unfortunately, that eye shit doesn't go away. They had like some film over their eye. Like 4 of them did. And I was like, and they shed and they would still come right back. And it was like, what? And it was, and they never, I actually gave those away to people and they still have them. They do great, but
like cataracts.
Yeah, like it was weird. It was literally, I mean, you ever seen a blind person's eye has that coat of that, like it's exactly what it was. All of them had it. And some of them had like little bigger eyes than the other. It was just kind of like, but it is what it is. I mean, everyone deals with shit like that.
There's always going to be a percentage of issues. And again, as MJ just said, as your collection gets bigger and you get more and more clutches, you see more of it, sadly,
Yeah.
So
I got a wrap-up question for you, Leland, before we get into some hot seat questions, okay?
Okay.
Biggest things that you would kind of do differently, you think, if you were to start over? Let's say you kept the knowledge, with everything, right? But you were to come in at this stage right now, brand new. Would you do things differently? And if so, how would you move if that was
So the first season, instead of buying the all adult readies with little genes in the females, like 1 gene to 2 genes in the females, I probably would have saved my money more, bought them with codoms and
recessives, you mean? Bought them
recessives, recessives, and got them younger, like maybe 600 grams, 700 grams, and then raised them up. That's probably what I would have done different.
Yep.
And then just eased into it instead of trying to go in hard.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Just raise your stuff, raise your animals.
And I know how exciting it can be because I've been told this from the beginning, and even I got ahead of myself no matter what people were telling me. But if you don't listen to this advice, you're going to find out and you're going to gas out, just like Emilio said earlier in the show, because this shit is where you find a pace where you feel comfortable at and you just go and you just wait for things to happen. Because it's just in life, it's all about hard work and perfect timing. If you're just busting your ass, you're doing things for like a purpose, and that perfect timing meets that's when things fulfill itself. But it's all about the journey, man. Like everything I look back on, I'm so glad I came into this broke. I'm so glad I came into this the way I did, because it just reminds me to keep going. And I know I'm not going to settle for where I'm at. Even Emilio in this game, 10 plus years, he's just getting started. Wouldn't you say that you feel like you're just now getting started, Emilio, with your Exantic shit? Like as far as where you want to take things to like the top tier level.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Again, day by day, brick by brick. It's a grind. It's a marathon. Just let's go. You know.
You plan on doing more shows, right? I'm assuming, Leland. Like, is Pomona going to be in your future?
Yeah, coming up. I'm going to probably have my hip surgery pretty soon, and then while I'm recovering, I'll probably do a show or two. I might even go out of state, over the next few months, depending on how big the hatchlings get here, like how many there are.
Would you recommend the Reptile Super Show to anyone out there, Leland?
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yes. We got our guy right here he's about to pull up sooner or later.
Nice. I'll call my boy Rami. I'll get your spot right next to me.
I already got it, Leland. He's next to me. Okay, dude.
Well, why aren't you ever next to me? That's what I'm wondering.
Getting ahead of yourself, Leland. Stop it. I'm just kidding.
We'll definitely hang out though.
I'm not gonna lie, Leland's spot is more cracking. He's in a good aisle, like he's in a good middle section, and I'm kind of off to the side, like fucking like kind of like a degenerate. I gotta talk to Rami about that.
Well, the last few shows I've only had about one case worth of snakes, and then a bunch of adults. So I basically I loop it together with Smitty, and then this year I brought in Edgar from Chulix Exotics, and Smitty from Smitty Serpents, Ryan.
Good shit.
And we've been together. It's more fun, I think, having more people in the booth.
I love having. I got my boy Matthew Summers next to me, and usually KG is right there with the Bomb Project. The whole crew right isn't too far away, so it makes everything different when everyone's close to each other, man. And,
yeah, it does. It's more fun, I think.
And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I think this January or next year's super shows are gonna be fucking sick. It's gonna be a fun time. Dude, let's get these hot seat questions going. We'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. How's that sound?
Awesome.
All right, guys, if you haven't already, please, this man deserves all the likes in the world. Let's get the likes up for my man Leland. Hot seat question. Emilio's going to end it with the last question. So get that ready, Emilio. Coming in hot. You ready, Leland?
Yeah.
All right. Frozen thought or live?
Actually, frozen thought.
A cut or no cut?
Only after Pip cut.
I'm going to ask you again. A cut or no cut?
Well,
A cut or no cut, buddy? You cut eggs, right?
I do. I cut, but after they Pip.
Just say yes. Just say yes.
Egg, yes.
On what day?
60.
Okay, nice. Red chondro neo or yellow chondro neo?
Ooh, red.
Pre-first shed meal or post-first shed meal?
Post.
Yay imports or boo imports?
Yay.
One reptile you would import to your collection, no matter what it is, what would it be?
I've always liked those giant Galapagos tortoises. So a Galapagos tortoise.
I want to pause this real quick. You know how fucking much work those tortoises are, bro?
Yeah,
like,
you have to have like a really bulletproof backyard. They demolish everything.
If you don't have the structure, okay, your backyard's gonna get destroyed.
Yep.
And you better have like some sort of sponsorship with a produce company because they eat so much fucking food, bro. And
I've watched Mike's tortoise eat over the years everything.
Bro, God bless. I was a Salcata tortoise owner for a month or something. And I got rid of those fuckers, bro.
So listen, my dad hatched them out of the egg, and then once they got to be about 2 feet wide, he moved to Oregon. He donated them to the Christmas tree farm out here in Yucaipa, and now they have them in their petting zoo, and they're like maybe 5 feet long and 3 feet tall. They're massive. You can ride them. There's 2 of them.
No joke. All right, what about one reptile nobody should import? Leave it alone.
Bush vipers.
Right on. To spray or mist a ball python, or to never spray and mist a ball python?
Never spray and mist them.
You don't just spray.
I spray the cocoa. I don't spray my snakes.
Oh, you don't spray them physically.
Whoa, I never spray my snakes, really.
All right, I feel you. All right, I do. I spray the shit out of them. It's like a rain chamber every fucking time.
On your ball pythons?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh,
directly, right on it.
Right on it.
Yeah.
Well, they're waterproof, so I guess it's okay.
Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay sports.
Favorite sport?
Favorite sport probably is baseball. The Angels.
Respect. Angels in the Outfield. What a movie. Did you ever watch that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Classic. Will you ever watch that movie, Emilio? Angels in the Outfield? Remember that? Yeah. You might have been a little too old for that movie, huh? Maybe.
That's good.
That movie makes me want to cry, bro, and you're just shrugging it off like it's nothing. Yeah, see that? That's what I was expecting from Emilio, but he's like, steak or fish?
Oh, steak. I have a tri-tip resting downstairs.
Oh my God, I'm hungry. Yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
Boo alcohol.
Okay, respect. Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Van Halen.
Thank you. West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
Come on. West Coast rap.
Favorite West Coast rapper or group of all time?
Oh, man. I guess Too Short.
Nice.
Back in the day.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about, Leland.
You should be getting it. Everything you want.
Yeah, bro. It's a top 3 pick of
But
all
my first record was Eric B. and Rakim.
There you go.
Beast.
Respect.
Yep. The R.
You're earning some points in my book right now. Good job, Leland. Little word association. First thing to come to mind, milk. Stuck shed.
Stoke.
Mites.
Never had them.
FedEx shipping.
I love it.
Instagram trolls.
I don't even know what those are.
Dude, come on, I'll help you with that, man. I got you. Don't worry. All right, Emilio, end it with the last question, Emilio.
Revenge of the Sith or Return of the Jedi?
Oh,
Return of the Jedi. Come on.
Hell no.
Okay. I got a question for both of you guys, okay? Because I've had a hard...
Revenge of the Sith, man.
Okay, help me out, guys, because I've tried so hard to kind of get into Star Wars, and I know I want to, but how do you recommend someone get into it? Do I go OG or do I watch the newer shit first?
Man, I would start off OG and then work into the new stuff.
You gotta start off OG, bro. That's
So,
how
yeah.
I wanted you to start.
To respect
Yep.
what it's okay. I hear you.
In the original order.
I mean, because I've seen the newer stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't think I should be watching this because respectfully, I've not seen the OG shit yet.
Hey,
like thoroughly. I always fall asleep.
hey, but I gotta tell you this: the movie that I could watch a million times, and maybe it's because I'm dark. I don't know. Maybe I'm violent inside.
What?
Revenge of the Sith. Watch hey MJ, if you haven't seen that movie,
the newer one? Did that just come out or was it is that
no. That's where he turns into Vader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
That shit is sick. If you haven't seen that movie, you need to watch that movie.
What number is that? 3, 4?
Episode 3.
Okay. Are you sure you should skip the first 2 and just watch that one?
Listen, bro, that movie is fucking insane.
Will I have a hard time understanding what's happening?
Yes, but are you really gonna watch all the
Doesn't
movies? Are you really gonna watch all the movies?
I will, dude. I swear, because bro, I need it with Leo, bro. Like I have like fucking times where I'm like, I could watch movies right now. So I want to get into some shit.
Watch them.
All right.
Solo's good too, and Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett, all the Book of Boba Fett stuff. I love that.
All the new stuff is good, bro.
Shoot me a list.
Ahsoka is good.
Yeah,
I'm watching that right now. I like that. Obi-Wan's good.
And then one more thing that I could, Anakin's story, Anakin Vader, that could be anybody. It's crazy.
All right, don't say too much because now I'm
just saying.
All right,
his story is incredible.
Leland, check it out. We had just a little over 70 people tapped in for tonight's episode. All right, what do you have to say to everyone who came to show you mad love and respect and who just want to see you win in this, man? What do you got to say?
Oh, thank you so much for all the support over the years. I appreciate all of you guys, and I thank you for hopping on and watching us. Yeah, it's been a great 3 years.
Best way for people to kind of stay on top on what you have going on would be Instagram, right? Leland Riker on IG would be the best kind of see what's going on with your
TikToks, Rikers, Reptiles. I get like 40,000 people watching those lives, and then we go on to Instagram mostly just to post the animals and then the upcoming stuff. But I do most of my pre-sales on TikTok on my lives in the evenings. And then I go through the animals.
Dude, so you're doing a lot of sales on TikTok right now?
I was told I was going to cancel TikTok. I was canceling it. And do you guys know who Justin is from Black Ivory?
Mm-mm.
Black Ivory is kind of like his handle. He has Rocky, the big python, and he feeds him in his hallway, dragging the rats down there. He gets like tons and tons of views. So anyhow, he told me not to get rid of it, to switch up some things. And he spent like an hour here going over stuff with me, and I put it into effect. That first time I shot that video went viral, 82,000 views. And then I sold 7 snakes off of it and got 17 new followers. So I was like, holy crap, there might be something there with that TikTok. So
I'm live on TikTok right now only because I was like, I'm just going to do it, but I don't even check the statistics or anything. Maybe I should start doing that.
Yeah.
I'll probably get paid off of TikTok before I get paid off of Instagram. I'm almost to 7,000, 8,000 on TikTok, and Instagram's taking forever. I'm already live or monetized on YouTube like a year ago.
You don't even hold your breath there, bro.
But it's like no money. I was hoping it would cover my rats at least.
You know, bro,
Waste of time.
no. I will drop big YouTube names out there that you think you're getting paid and they're not. So they're just don't believe the hype. Do the marketing. Do things to get your name out there.
That's right.
You sold snakes. I would count those numbers. I wouldn't count what TikTok pays me.
Yeah, and I can tell you, TikTok has been kind of.
They don't pay shit. It's about getting exposed. It's good. I mean, those numbers are no jokes. 40,000 people watching a live. That's fucking crazy. Like I said, I need to go look to see what these numbers are actually doing on TikTok. But TikTok annoys the shit out of me because it's all like very trendy shit. But if I could sell some snakes on there, that might be crucial. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, just pop them out. I only do like 3 to 4 at a time. Otherwise, they get too confused. And then I have the number. It's this number. This is what it is. This is what it was selling for. This is what it's now. Next snake. Boom. And then you do this for 3 minutes, not more than 2 to 3 minutes. Otherwise, you've lost them. And then move on to the next video in 5 days.
That's crazy.
And it works. They contact me. Most of these are on payment plans too with TikTok. And they're cheap snakes. So it'd be like a $200 or $300 snake on a payment plan for 2 to 3 weeks, but that's what it takes to sell it.
I won't do a payment plan, $300 snake. Fuck no. I'll just say, listen, come back when you got. Maybe it's a bad business practice with me, but I ain't got time for that shit.
I've had 3 to 4 people come back and buy multiple snakes because I did that for them. So now I've sold 7 snakes to 3 people for doing that for them to hook them up. And it's socialized and it's on frozen thawed. I've held it for 20 minutes each night to socialize it as well. So they're getting a socialized snake on frozen thawed, and I worked out a pay plan. That's why my reviews are what they are.
Bro.
100% cuttable.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Hey, Leland, do me a favor, man. Enjoy your night tonight, and just good shit, man. I'm happy, like I said, where you're taking things, and I'm learning shit from you, man. Keep that TikTok thing grind going. I'm gonna actually come to you with some tips. But guys, do me a favor out there. Go give him a follow, Leland Riker on Instagram. But it's my rap from my homie Rikers, Reptiles, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up. All right, bro. Have a good night, man. Thank you so much.
Good night. Thank you.
Later. What a guy, man. Good episode. Good shit. We talked about some really interesting things tonight. I feel like some really good pointers and not. But what's your overall assessment of tonight's show?
Oh, what I'll say is he's a great example of someone that's grinding and doing what it takes to make it. You're right. You told me backstage he's a grinder. That's exactly what he's doing, and he's going to be successful.
And he also, he talks about a lot of things where he had to adjust. And I think people don't realize that you need to see where you're at year after year and see where you could improve your shit. And, Leland has talked about not only stuff that he knew he had to improve, but stuff he's looking to improve now. And it never stops. The improvement is something you should always be looking to do. Like always evolving, that saying. Shout out to tonight's sponsor. But I'm just saying, always looking to be better, because especially with the animals and your projects, bro, how are you ever settled? Like, it should be always, here comes the next one, and trying to figure things out. So yeah, good example of that tonight for sure. So Amelia, I felt good to have you back. I'm glad you're healthy, glad you're good. What do you have to say to 70-ish plus people tapped in tonight, and the entire, wait a minute, time out, we have an announcement. Whoa, I need to slow down here a bit. My bad. I almost forgot too. Listen, I want to say again, shout out to the Trap Talk Patreon family. Shout out to the B Unit Instagram family. Throughout the last couple of months, things have been combining slowly but surely. I have Trappers a part of the B Unit family. I got B Unit family part of the Trap family. I see a lot of inspired individuals. I don't know about you, Emilio, but I do see a lot of people in both group chats that are fired up to be a part of the reptile industry. Is that true or false?
Yes, sir.
So Emilio, I see, is always grinding to see what he can do to give back to his people. I'm always trying to figure out what I can do to give back to my people, because at the end of the day, the more we are all involved, the more we come up with ways to fucking take things to the next level. And me and Emilio are finally ready to take things to the next level for both families. And that's going to be going down every Sunday officially. V Unit family and the Trap family will be getting together on Zoom every Sunday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If there's any V Unit family members who have not met the Trappers, it's all going down. And guess what? It's not about us speaking. This is about you guys. It's about you guys to get anything off your chest. Let us know what projects you're cracking off. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this new thing we got going on, man? This collaboration, Emilio.
It's amazing, bro. Putting a face to a name. Both families, spitting ideas to each other, sharing their progression. It's a great, you get to know everybody better, man. Putting that face to the name, bro. It breaks that shy aspect of, not being comfortable in chat or whatnot.
Or even if you're getting impatient, right? Because there are people out there who came into this first year hot, got to wait a year or two before this shit gets grown. And they're like, they just need people to talk to. They want to let people know this is what's going on. This is what's happening. I have 1 year until this happens. People love to share that shit. And I know, because I love sharing that shit, but
yeah.
I want to get more of us involved. You know what I mean?
And any little thing that you could help someone with, bro, they're going to appreciate it so much. So that's our job,
And our job is to grow, man. Our job isn't to get complacent and think we don't need people, because we do need people, bro. We all need each other. We just need the right people. That's what it is. We need to. And the thing is, I feel so great about combining these two families that are going on, because we're all on the right path. We're all trying to grow. We're all looking to make some sort of legacy in what we're doing. And there's people who aren't that are just here to enjoy the ride. That's why I know we have a little bit of everything in both families. You have some people who are just here to fucking have fun, but then there's people who are trying to legit change their lives around. You know what I mean? But I gotta say, man, togetherness is the best way, and that's kind of how we take things to the next level. So, like I said, it's going down this Sunday, okay? And obviously, you have to join either the V Unit subscription on Instagram or go down the very first link below. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family, any tier, doesn't matter what tier you join, and you will get access to these Sunday Zoom meetings happening. V Unit family, the Trappers. It's going to be great, man. I can't wait. Fucking talk to our people, see what's going on, because we have so much fun in the chats, man. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, why not once a week just get face? Why not do this shit in person? You know what I mean? And I think it would just really kind of, and it's on a Sunday, right? So we're going into our week strong. We're going into a week positive and ready to rock and roll. And I can't wait, man. I'm stoked.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be fun, bro.
Thank you, Emilio, for being a part of this, bro. I mean, honestly, like I said, I wouldn't be able to do this without you, and I appreciate everything.
Together, let's go.
to go, man. All right, guys, this is all we have on this episode. I appreciate you so much. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Go give my man Emilio Villarino Reptiles a follow on Instagram, and again, go subscribe to the family. Come join us. Come have a good time. And that's a wrap, man. Episode 391 in the books. Have a good night. Emilio, have a good night, dog. I'll see you guys at the top. Cheers.